Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF NXT. I am Gene Okerlund, here with Trini Kwan and with Wade Barrett. And today on NXT, we're going to see, once again, this time, Godzilla and King Kong are going to meet it up again. Right before their big fight at Slamboree, Gene Okerlund says. Well, Trini Kwan said Godzilla and King Kong are going to fight one more time before they fight at Slamboree. That is going to be big. When Slamboree happens next week, Trini Kwan said. You got that right, Wade Barrett says. You know, you got that right.
To go to Kitty's, so I'll see you later.
Alright. I love you too, Mom. You know? Yeah. You got that right, Wade Barrett said. We're going to see King Kong and Godzilla are going to fight out again before they truly fight it out, you know, at Slamboree, which was one of those old WCW shows back in the day. Well, come on, go hit my song. Alright, I know that. Alright, let's get the ring here. So today, Steve Austin says, why are you always crooked? I don't get it. Alright, so we know Corone or Stronima isn't here today. But that doesn't mean that I'm not here today. So today I'm going to bring out, we're going to have the fight that we're going to have right before we have our fight at Slamboree, which is one of those old WCW shows they used to do in February a long time ago. You know? So, first I'm going to have to bring out here, I'm going to have Godzilla come out. Yes? Now you do understand that I've been your friend for a long time, Godzilla. So I believe that you do know I've been your friend for a long time, Godzilla. So you know that stunner came from a stead of love. But you also know that as Stone Cold, as Steve Austin, you can't trust anyone. Oh yeah, Godzilla said, you borrow that from me. And I know, and one of these days, Steve, I'm going to get you back for that. One of these days I am going to get that, you know. One of these days I am going to get you back for that stunner that you gave to me. And since you happen to be a good friend of Godzilla, you're not going to have anything to do with this fight, are you? I mean, yes, you are the matchmaker now, I get that. But you're not going to do anything to make us lose our fight before we go in and wrestle again at Slamboree next week, are you? And just, what side are you on? Well, I'm going to tell you one thing, King Kong. You don't need to think about what side Stone Cold Steve Austin is on, or what side Stunning Steve Austin is on, or what side Steve Austin is on. You don't need to think about how at one time, son, I had long yellow hair, but I cut it all off in between 95 YL, and it never grew back. Because you kept cutting it off, King Kong said. Yeah, but that's not the grounds of the Saga and Tale. The Saga and Tale is you're not fighting me, you're fighting Godzilla. A friend that I have known since between 98 YL. Alright? So yeah, I'm on Godzilla's team. But I also want to wish you good luck when you're fighting Godzilla again, King Kong. Because, you're going to need it. Oh! Did you just see that? Steve Austin just gave the stunner to King Kong. Now get the fight, Lord, and get a fight for me in here. Oh, hell yeah. He's ought to run. He's ought to lead, Wade Barrett said. He's the fight foreman. He's the fight maker, the matchmaker, I should say. And he's putting his hands on the wrestlers. That's truly sad, Wade Barrett says. While Trini Kwan said they did give Steve Austin a lot of leeway, and now the Godzilla stunner right after Steve Austin did the stunner. But they did give Steve Austin a lot of the Board of Overseers did give Steve Austin oversight. But I don't know if King Kong put his hands on him or not, Trini Kwan said, or he just did it for the hell of doing it. I don't know, Gene Okerlund says, Trini Kwan and Wade Barrett, what happened. But all I do know is that Godzilla just gave the stunner to King Kong after Steve Austin gave the stunner to King Kong. And 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner, Godzilla. Godzilla or Godzilla, whatever you want to call him, Gene Okerlund said, has beat King Kong here on NXT with the help of Steve Austin, who is now the matchmaker. And is Godzilla going to be a creep or not? If Godzilla a heel or a creep, we don't know. We just walked out of the ring now. And now King Kong's getting back up, and he's not happy, Gene Okerlund says. No, he's not, Trini Kwan said. King Kong was coming into this fight looking for onlook. Thought there would be onlook between him and Godzilla. But it seems to be no onlook, Trini Kwan said. And Godzilla should be ashamed of himself. He should feel guilty that he didn't show any onlook to King Kong. Hey, onlook doesn't yield the bills, right? Wade Barrett said, who really cares about onlook? Onlook is something I don't really care. Godzilla don't care about onlook. Steve Austin don't care about onlook. And you know King Kong, he should be more thinking about who he's going to get stunned next. Well, I understand that Steve Austin did stunner Godzilla first. Oh no, Steve Austin stunnered King Kong. Then Godzilla stunnered King Kong. So really, Godzilla only beat King Kong thanks to his friend Steve Austin, who's the matchmaker. Well, don't forget, Trini Kwan said that Godzilla's sister, Astronema, is also the Ford woman. So Godzilla can get away with shit, I guess, or believes he can get away with shit, because his friend and his kin happen to be in steads of oversight, Trini Kwan said. But at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to get away with nothing. I hope this is not going to happen at Slamboree, Trini Kwan says. Well, I sure hope not, Wade Barrett said. But we just saw Godzilla beat King Kong again, so if that happens at Slamboree, it's done. Just like we know when Godzilla and King Kong fight in their film, Godzilla's going to beat them again. Well, I understand that Jim Ross now is going to talk with Godzilla. So take it away, Jim Ross. Well, as you can see, Gene Okerlund, I'm going to be talking with Godzilla here on NXT. He might work good. And first, Godzilla, do you feel any guilt for how you won your fight with King Kong, knowing that Steve Austin helped you out? First off, Jim Ross, Steve Austin did for me what I would do for Steve Austin. Yes, me and Steve Austin are old friends, and you should know that by now, Godzilla says, that we're old friends. And I don't really feel any guilt for what I did to King Kong, because I know at the end of the day, King Kong would have done the same thing to me. And as far as the onlook goes, Jim Ross, I got a lot of onlook for King Kong. Man, it takes a lot of skill and craft to keep making the same film over and over and over and over again, and have no follow-ups. But then again, it doesn't really take that much skill and craft. I made more films than King Kong, because King Kong keeps making remakes and remakes. Gamera just gave up one day. But you know what? I'm still here. And just like I beat King Kong the first 2 times, I'll beat him again at Slamboree. Then I'll beat him again at my film. Well, Godzilla, don't you feel that you at least have some on-look for King Kong? You know, you could have had a good fight, a good match with him, but instead you took the smooth way out. After Steve Austin stunnered King Kong, you stunnered King Kong, and now you're the winner. Well, the logbook's going to say that I won, Jim Ross. The logbook's not going to say the win was given to Godzilla by Steve Austin. It's all going to say is Godzilla beat King Kong. It's not going to say Godzilla beat King Kong with the help or by the help of Steve Austin. And that's all I got to say. And if you don't like it, that's the bottom stake. That's the bottom line, because Godzilla said so. Well, Jim Ross says Godzilla doesn't feel guilty or ashamed of what he did, how he won his fight with King Kong here in NXT. Back to you, Gene Okerlund. Well, thank you, Jim Ross, for talking with Godzilla here on NXT. You know, Godzilla and Steve Austin do have a lot in same with each other. So, it's not too much of mine see why they would both work together. You know? But I also wonder what's going to happen, Gene Okerlund says, if King Kong gets his hands on Godzilla, or if he gets his hands on Steve Austin for what happened. Well, I do wonder about that. Gene Okerlund said, well, Trini Kwan said, I'll tell you one thing, Godzilla doesn't want to feel guilty. He doesn't want to feel ashamed of how he took his win, how he did that to King Kong after what Steve Austin did. Well, there used to be some folks used to look up to Godzilla. They used to on-look him, but I really don't think you should be on-looking Godzilla anymore, Trini Kwan said. He's become a creep. He's become a heel. Wade Barrett said, I like Godzilla as a creep and a heel. I always felt Godzilla worked very well as a creep and a heel. So at the end of the day, Gene Okerlund, Trini Kwan, you believe what you want, but Godzilla worked very well as a creep and a heel, and that's going to take him steads. And now King Kong's coming back, and he's not happy. You only beat me. What the fuck? Godzilla, you only beat me this time out of the help of your friend Stone Cold Steve Austin, or Stunning Steve Austin, or just the ring skilled man Steve Austin. Or should we just call him Steve Austin, because that's what he's going by these days. So Steve Austin, you think you're the shit? Come out here, because Godzilla only beat me sense of you. Well, son, you're calling out Steve Austin. Yeah, I stunned you, but did I count? Were you wrestling me? Were you fighting me, King Kong? You were fighting Godzilla. Yeah, I gave you a stunner. I give a lot of folks a stunner. Don't mean anything by it. I have a lot of onlook for you, King Kong, and what you've done. But son, you didn't think that I wasn't going to give you the stunner after you fight my friend Godzilla? Yeah, I actually didn't think you were going to give me the stunner, Steve Austin, no. I mean, if you have onlook for someone, you don't go around, then stun them, and then go, and laugh about it. See, that's the hang up with you and Godzilla. You all go around being a heel, being a creep, making it cool to be the bad man. Cool to be the wrongdoer. That's all you really did. You know? And it might be true I make a lot of remakes. But hell, at least I was always a good doer in every one of my remakes. No you weren't. Yeah, I was. I never was a bad man, evil doer in any of my films. So you're going to say you're sad for giving me the stunner, and you're also going to give me another shot at your good friend, Godzilla, I don't care what likeness of Godzilla you have. You know, I don't care. You're going to give me that match with Godzilla, alright? I guess you're right about that, King Kong. Let's open up a beer. Before that, yeah, you can fight Godzilla at Flambery. I also stunned Godzilla once in Shark Boy. And they were my friends. There, son, you got your fight with Godzilla at Slamboree. I'm sad. Alright. Now give me a beer. Give me a... Ah! Yeah, I know. King Kong just took down Steve Austin. Fuck you, Steve Austin. I know what you were going to do. As soon as I went around to get a beer, you'd give me a stunner. I know what you're fucking up to. And Godzilla, if you so much think this guy's a great friend to you, and you got all these good friends you've made over the years, why don't you come out and stop me from giving a beatdown on him? Well, now Godzilla's hit the ring now, and King Kong's gone. And Godzilla coming to help his friend Steve Austin, who got beat up by King Kong here. Gene Okerlund said, yeah, Trini Kwan said, only, I don't know, I think King Kong may have he should have not done that, Trini Kwan said. King Kong should have not beat up on Steve Austin. I will give you that. He's the matchmaker. King Kong should have not done it. What King Kong should have done is gone and went after Godzilla, the one he's got the hang up with. Not with Steve Austin, Trini Kwan said. Well, you know one thing Wade Barrett said, King Kong is making this more one own than it's all. He's making it own. He's making its own, making it more own than it already was. They already don't like each other. You know? He's really made it more, making Godzilla really want to kick his butt, kick his booty at Slamboree, Wade Barrett says. At the end of the day, I know Godzilla's going to beat King Kong again. King Kong should have not done that to Steve Austin. Well, it looks like it's all the time we got here for NXT. I'm Gene Okerlund for Trini Kwan and Wade Barrett. We hope you like NXT, and we'll see you tomorrow for Dynamite.